So let's say that a group of parents decides to start collecting money as a group to buy gifts for their kids' birthdays. And they decide to contribute $10 each every month. Can this innocent arrangement become $1 billion scam? Yes. We need to change just one little detail of this arrangement to make this possible. Stay here and I will teach you exactly how. Welcome to Manufactured, where I will teach you how to scam people. How to avoid being scammed. Let's go back to our group gift thing. We have 25 parents contributing $10 each every month. Just for the sake of simplicity, let's assume that all the birthdays are evenly distributed throughout the year, which, by the way, it's not very likely. So every month we will have $250 that will be fully spent on birthday gifts. At any point in time, the parent that has the task to collect this money and go buy this gift could decide to just run off with the money. The thing is that this parent would run off with $250, which doesn't sound like a master crime, does it? So, how can we make things more interesting? We only need to change one little detail of this arrangement. We have to force every parent in this group to bring one new member to the group each month. That's simple. By forcing everybody to bring new members, we are forcing the group to grow. So if we have more members, we will have more money each month. And if you're wondering exactly how much more money, well, after 1 year and a half, this group will be collecting exactly $32,768,000. Yeah, and that is possible thanks to the magic of exponential growth. In the beginning, we'll have only 25 members. But in the next month, since we are going to be forcing everybody to bring a new member, we're gonna have double that amount. So we will have 25 original members plus another 25 members that these 25 members will bring. That makes 50 members. And the next month we will double that again because everybody will bring a new member. So we will have 100 members, and so on and so forth. So by month number 18, which is a year and a half, we will have exactly 25 members, which is the original number, multiplied by 2 to the power of 17, which would be n minus 1, n being the number of periods that we want to consider in our calculation. So that makes a total of 3,276,000 people contributing $10 each. That makes $32,768,000. If after 18 months these people decide to just run off with the money, they can divide that sum of money among the 25 original members, and each one of them would get around $1 million. Not that bad, huh? I know what you're thinking right now. 1 million is good, but in the title, you said 1 billion. Where's my billion? Again, it is very simple to change things and make this group collect billions. And the only thing that we need to change is that instead of forcing everybody to bring just one member each month, we have to force them to bring 2 new members each month. And that way, instead of doubling the number of members each month, we're going to triple the number of members each month. So now the formula to know how many members we are going to have on any given month will be the original number, that is in our example 25, multiplied by 3, not 2, 3 to the power of n minus 1, which in our example for 1 year and a half would be 17. This makes a total of 3.22 billion members contributing $10 each. That makes $32.28 billion. And if we divide that sum among the 25 original founders, we get more than $1 billion for each of them. There you have your billions. Of course, this is an oversimplified example, and scamming people is never so easy. But the point of this is to show that even though it's not so easy, it's not that hard either. The magic of exponential growth makes numbers go really high really quickly. We go from $250 to $1 million to $1 billion. Boom. Just by changing one little detail. But that's not the only thing that changes dramatically in our examples. Another very important change that we can see from our first example to our last example is a very, very important change in incentives. In the first example, we only have $250 and all the members of the group knew each other because, I don't know, their kids are friends, they are in the same class or whatever. You would have to scam people that you know, people that you are interacting with in a daily basis. That is probably going to cause a lot of trouble for you and for your family. In order to run away with the gift's money, you would have to probably end up changing schools and moving out of the neighborhood, and all for what? For $250? Unless, of course, you're a complete sociopath or you're absolutely desperate for the money, you wouldn't do it. But in our last example, the payoff gets massively higher. You are now going to earn $1 billion. And you're not going to be scamming people that you know. You're going to be scamming people that you've never seen in your life and that you will probably never have to see ever. So the benefits have grown exponentially, whereas the cost has actually gone down. You can see that in our last arrangement, an ordinary person, a good person. Now, a person like that might give it a second thought. The whole idea is to illustrate how a pyramid scheme normally works and how dangerous they are because of these elements that they have exponential growing income. And that exponential growing income relies heavily on the fact that they force people to recruit more people, to recruit more people, to recruit more people, and so forth and so on. There are basically two elements that make a pyramid scheme work. The first element is the recruiting that we have just discussed, and the second element is an absence of a genuine source of income other than the contributions of its members. This second element is a little bit more difficult to assess because a funny thing happened. Criminals are not the only ones that are taking advantage of exponential growth. The business world has also tried to take advantage of this phenomenon, so they came up with the concept of multi-level marketing. Network marketing and multi-level marketing are essentially the same thing. It's a business model in which sales growth relies heavily on people recruiting people to recruit people to recruit people to recruit people. Network marketing can be used for good or well-intentioned purposes. The problem is that many times the line between what is a legit business and what is a fake business is not that crystal clear. However, there are many signs that might alert you that there is no real business behind something, and those signs are: first, the promised profit margins are insanely high and have absolutely nothing to do with the industry levels. If you're offered an opportunity to invest on something or to participate in something that has an insane profit margin that has absolutely nothing to do with the industry average, well, that's generally a sign to run. Especially if you're not giving a reasonable explanation for that. Number two is that there is a huge insistence on recruiting new people. Normally, these organizations have different income streams for all their members, but if of all the different income streams, the one that involves recruiting others is the one that has the higher payoff, well, that's a red flag. Another huge red flag is that when the business model is obscure, you are never explained, how the business makes money. You never explained how the organization gets these insanely high profits. Or at least you never explained in a logical and reasonable way, because there might be lots of explanations in the lines of, oh, this is a very disruptive technology that we use. You can't compare our numbers with the industry average because this is a completely new industry. Every legitimate business has a business model, and that business model is possible to explain. It doesn't matter how disruptive the industry is, or how new, or how innovative. Every business model can be explained and should be explained. Another warning sign is if the thing is endorsed or promoted by celebrities. To this day, it surprises me the number of people that thinks that this is not a huge red flag, but it is. Recruiting celebrities to promote their products is extremely common practice of many pyramid schemes and scams. The reason for that is because they want to take advantage of these completely false and very common belief that some people have, that a celebrity or someone that is famous won't risk their reputation for something dubious or something that is a scam. And that is absolutely false. Many people are absolutely not scared of ruining their reputation because they really think that they can get away with it. And another reason why this is false is that many times the people who promote or endorse these things, they are not experts, they're not business experts. They have absolutely no idea whether the thing is legitimate or not. Especially if you consider that nowadays the most famous people are influencers. Influencers make a living by selling stuff. I'm not saying that they are all super unscrupulous people, that they would just sell anything that they are offered. Of course, that's not the case. Most of them don't even have like huge teams of people analyzing all the deals in detail. It's not that impossible that they may end up partnering with someone that doesn't have the best intentions. And in fact, it has happened. Don't get me started with examples. Another warning sign is that whoever puts this business model in doubt is going to be attacked. They are always just stupid, jealous people that just want to keep the status quo. And finally, another warning sign is that the organization competitive advantage is something that is impossible to prove. That is some sort of new disruptive technology that nobody can understand and that is super secret, or some sort of magical mystic force, like that the founder has been chosen by God, or that the members of the organization are part of a superior race with superior skills. So now that you have a better understanding of how a pyramid scheme works, I really hope that anytime that you hear the words recruiting, network marketing, chosen, disruptive, you just run like your life depends on it. So, goodbye, and I will see you next week.